And in 1910, she had enough to open her first boutique in Paris. And do you know what she sold in that boutique? What do you think?
Oh, I have no idea, to be honest.
She sold hats. Of all things, hats, right? She didn't start with clothing. Yeah. She didn't start with her perfume, right? She started with hats. And the interesting thing about her hats was that they were simple, clean. They were almost severe, right? She started to delve into this whole concept of simplicity. So at that time, she, a lot of the hats that women wore had a lot of adornments and feathers and things like that. But she took all of that away. They were simple, black hats with no feathers, no adornments. She started subtracting because in her mind, less is more. Subtraction is confidence. And I actually agree with that because when you are wearing less, a simple black dress, you can't hide behind the adornments and the elaborations of clothing, right? The real you shines through. So in her mind, the less is more, simplicity is confidence. And she started building that kind of brand.
Today, no one else can use Windows because there's already a brand. Apple, there's a brand. No one other can use for different industries, but not as a big major brand. So back in the days, maybe there weren't some brands using a little black dress or number 5. So she was able to use it. That's not the point.
So what I'm hearing you say is that when you think of her, you think of branding, right? Creative branding and simplicity. Yeah. That's what seems to be coming to mind based on what you just said, right? That's what comes to mind for you when you think of Coco Chanel is simplicity and branding.
Yeah, it's simplicity if you have those words for you. But if someone else already picked up those words, let's say Windows or Apple, it's a brand already being chosen by someone else. So you can't use it anymore. Someone has already identified a product or a product line with those names, those brand names. So then you can use it. But if it is still available, then you have to use simple terms.
Talk about zero to global. She did that twice. She went from an orphan to a brand name. Then she went from ruination to now a brand that's still around, that the legacy of what she came up with, it still endures. Talk about resilience and that desire of not going down without a fight. She's like, I am not going to let the world forget me. I am going to rebuild again. It doesn't matter that I'm 71. I'm not going to let age define me. I'm not going to let this particular moment in my life define me. And I am going to make sure that my name lives on. And look, here we are 100 years later, still talking about her.
Yeah. So what I know is if someone was able to climb from zero to global once, the next time, if they had to, it's going to be easier because they have learned how to do it better than anyone else. For example, if I or network loses all brands today, I'll be happy. I will be so happy for that. I can do it all over again with new brands, easier than before because I kind of know how to do it. I would love to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Steve Jobs did the same thing, right? He built Apple, he lost it, he came back, right? So to your point, the comeback story is not unique